Chapter 1, verse 12. In the previous verse, Duryodhana, the embodiment of material desire, commanded all his forces to unite and protect Bhishma, the ego, who stood as the strongest pillar of delusion. Now in this 12th verse, we see Bhishma himself responding to that call, rising with pride and power to assure his commander that the ego will not fall easily. Let's start with the literal meaning of Shloka. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddha pitamaha singhanadam vinadyo chaishankham dadmau pratapavan. Meaning, Grandsire Bhishma, oldest and most powerful of the Kurus, in order to cheer Duryodhana, blew his conch shell with a resounding lion's roar. Duryodhana, the material desire within us, had just commanded his army to protect Bhishma, the ego. But when his words met no immediate response from his preceptor Drona, who represents habit, doubt began to creep in. Sensing Duryodhana's uneasiness, Bhishma, the ego, rose to act. To reassure desire and summon his forces, ego blew his conch, producing a lion's roar, a vibration of restless breath that breaks the inner stillness of meditation and reawakens body consciousness. This verse beautifully reveals the alliance of habit, ego, and material desire. Drona, habit, though a teacher of both good and evil tendencies, is bound by routine. The nature of habit is repetition, automatic, unthinking continuation of what one has always done. When confronted by the growing strength of discriminative awareness, habit hesitates. It resists change, clings to the familiar, and often ignores desire's new commands. Yet ego depends on both habit and desire to maintain its illusion of control. Without ego's attachment to the body, there would be no desire. Without desire, there would be no habit. And without habit, ego would lose its protective shell. Thus, when Drona remains unresponsive, Bhishma must act. For ego knows if its allies weaken, it will soon perish. In the language of meditation, this inner drama unfolds every time the devotee sits for deep stillness. When the breath grows calm, the soul begins to expand in peace, but the ego feels threatened by this silence. To reassert its dominance, it blows its conch, stirring the restless breath, reviving awareness of the body, and reigniting material desire. That vibration of breath is like the lion's roar that disturbs the sacred stillness of meditation. But the yogi must not be discouraged. This resistance is part of every seeker's path. The ego uses the forces of desire and sense distractions to reclaim the lost ground of stillness. Yet, through deeper and longer concentration, the meditator must hold on to calmness, refusing to yield to these inner noises. Each time the yogi sustains peace despite ego's roaring conch, the soul advances one step closer to victory, toward the supreme silence where the inner breath stops, and the spirit alone remains. May the sound of Bhishma's conch remind us not of fear, but of vigilance, to guard our stillness against the roar of the restless ego. Thank you.